Hey, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Redstone9X here and welcome back to another mod showcase video. Now today's video, I'm going to be showcasing you guys a mod that I've reviewed in the past a while ago about a simple mod that adds in a few magical things to help you defend yourself from mobs and that sort of thing. And this mod has been updated with a couple more things since then. Now, before I go into more detail on what that mod is and what has been added to it in this version, you know the drill. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that guys, let us start today's video. Okay guys, so here's all the items right here. So you may remember some of these items from one of my videos beforehand. And here are some of the enchanted stuff, but I'll explain what all of that is as we go along this video. And as always, I will leave a link in the description down below so you guys can try this mod out for yourself later on. Now, let's start this video. So the mod we're checking out today is called the Elementary Staffs mod. And I've done a video on this in like the version 1.12.2, like I think it was about 2 years ago. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I will also leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check out that video. So if you guys have watched that video, you probably will remember how these stats work inside. But for those who haven't, I will briefly go over what each of them do. But before I do that, let me go over the how to craft it first. So first off, for making all of the staffs, you need something called the Magic Essence, which is all of the essence in the game. Water Essence, Poison Essence, Wind Essence, Ice Essence, Fire Essence, Life Essence, Darkness Essence, and Electric Essence. And how you find them all is through like dungeon loot, like in those mossy cobblestone areas under the cave below. That's your best bet of finding them. Okay, so now let's get all these staffs over here. And how to craft them. You first need the basics staff, or just a regular staff, which is a stick, magic essence, and a diamond to make this. To make the darkness staff, darkness essence, electric with electric essence, fire with fire essence, healing staff with the life essence, water staff with the water essence, poison staff with the poison essence, wind staff with the wind essence, and ice staff with the ice essence. And again, I'll explain what the other stuff is down below. So now I'm just gonna get... We're just gonna do a zombie for now. Just do time set night. And let's get rolling. So first off, the darkness staff. It basically just steals life from mobs you hit, healing yourself in the process. So I'd say this staff is very useful indeed. Like, you can basically kill mobs while also getting some health back at the same time. Very useful. Oh, I just remembered that these not the pickaxes, these staffs are so ridiculously big. Such holy. Okay, but that's basically the idea of the dark staff. Very useful if you're getting swarmed by zombies and other hostile mobs. Okay, so now that you see that, now let's move on to the next staff, which is the electric staff. So you just need to hold right click and then you'll be able to fly around until you let go of right click or if the staff breaks. So like this. A great staff for helping you with mobility, definitely. But again, be careful when using the staff because its durability can get drained pretty quickly. So always watch where you're using it before you decide to take off and such. Okay, so next we got is the fire staff. This allows you to set enemies on fire like 4 blocks in front of you, if I remember from my last video I did on this. So I can just right click and all of them will be on fire just by me standing. And they also get pushed back a bit as well. So you can basically keep setting them on fire without them touching you. Wait for it. And there we go. And also I just noticed that you can also burn items like that too, as if you were dropping them in lava. I'm not sure if I noticed that before and such. Okay, so that's the fire staff. And now let's move on to the healing staff. So I'm gonna get a villager for this one. So I'm just gonna set it on fire so that pretend it's getting damage and such for a little bit. Okay, maybe one more. Now, all you gotta do is to left click this villager, and you will heal off all the damage that it's taken. It's a little bit too bad that you can't really heal yourself, but I think it's still pretty good in case you want to heal your pets, like in case they get damaged or something, because, well, they don't exactly respawn like you do. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, now for the water staff. Actually, we can use this same villager for this one. So when you right click, it creates a bubble that picks up mobs, lifts them up in the air, and then after a while, drops them, and then they would die from fall damage. And also, I think I remember from my last video, I think somehow the villager was able to glitch out of the dome when you get close to the block and such. But again, very useful if you're getting swarmed by a bunch of enemies. Like, up they go. Hopefully they die from fall damage. It may take a while, but hey, it's effective nonetheless. Again, it takes a while. Okay, you can all die now. Thank you for your assistance in this one. So that is the water staff. Now let's move on to the poison staff. This just basically inflicts mobs with poison when you right click. Like this villager here. Pretty standard. It doesn't last for very long, but it can still get the job done when you want it to. And obviously it doesn't work on undead mobs, so just keep that in mind. Now let's move on to the wind staff. So it just creates a wind effect that can basically sometimes drag mobs in and do some damage. Like this zombie just got pulled in for a short while there. Sorry. So I guess it kind of blows them back a bit, but and also I just noticed that it's starting to pull me towards it as well, so I guess it affects players too, which is kind of interesting. And finish off with the winged staff, come on. And there we go. Lastly, we got the ice staff. This just basically, when you right click, just gives the zombies or any other mobs very much slowness, which makes them harder for them to keep up with you, so at least that way you're able to outrun them easily. It doesn't last for very long, but hey, it still gives you enough time to make a quick getaway, which can sometimes be important as well. Okay, thank you for your assistance, Mr. Zombie, and now you must die. Please. There we go. Okay, so now that you've seen all that, let's move on to some of the new stuff that's been added to this mod. So we've got special arrows with these same elements here. So we got darkness arrow, electric arrow, fire arrow, ice arrow, life arrow, poison arrow, water arrow, and wind arrow. And we got grenades of the same types as well. So let's get all of these out right here. And same thing for the grenades right here. Okay, so now let's go over the arrows. So first off, we're going to start off with the darkness arrows. And I have a book explaining what each of them do. And the same thing goes for the grenades. So the darkness arrow and grenades, they give mobs / players blindness for about 3 seconds. So obviously you can't really tell if it works on mobs because, well, they don't really it shows the particle effect, but I'm not sure if blindness really is helpful against mobs. But here, when I use it on myself, it gave me blindness 2. So if you're using this against other players, it would be very helpful in combat for sure. But against mobs, not entirely so much. Okay, let's move on to the electric arrow. Actually, the darkness grenades are kind of the same thing. You just hold right click as if you were using a bow. They do damage. Quite a bit, if you ask me. Okay, so for the electric arrow, I haven't really found if they don't have any special effects, so their special effects are unknown, but they do damage, so If you guys try out this mod, please let me know in the comments below if you figure out what these electric arrows and grenades do, because so far they don't really have any special effects. But again, they still do pretty good damage considering. And that zombie's dead. And same thing with the electric grenade here. Okay, so now let's move on to the fire arrow / grenades. So the fire arrow and grenades obviously would set players and mobs on fire if they get hit. So pretty much having like flame on the bow without the enchantment. Very helpful arrows indeed. And the grenades don't work. I can't use the grenades on myself, but when you hit yourself with the arrow, it does set you on fire. But only for like 1 second. And also same thing for the grenades here. When you throw it, villager be on fire. Just like that. Okay, now let's move on to the ice arrows / ice grenades here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're on the ice arrows. So, ice arrows and grenades give you slowness 2 for like 10 seconds. So when you hit them with the ice arrows, they both get the slowness effect. And same thing if you were using this against players. Gives you the slowness 2 effect. And using the grenades, they do damage, but do the same exact thing. Just like that. Now we're on to the life arrow and grenades. So this gives you regeneration 2 for a few seconds. Well, at least the grenade does. For the arrow, I found that it doesn't really do anything, just does damage. Yeah, so when you use this on mobs or on yourself, you get regeneration 2 for like 5 seconds. But again, when I use this on myself, I don't really get that effect, nor when you use it on other mobs, such as this villager here. I'd say this is pretty much the opposite of giving 1 life, if you ask me. But hey, it is what it is. So now let's move on to the next arrow. Poison arrow and poison grenade. This you can obviously expect that it will give you poison, and this gives you poison for 10 seconds. So for villager, poison. Player, poison. For 10 seconds. Another useful arrow if you're in combat with like mobs that are zombies and for players too. Okay, now let's move on to the water arrow and grenades. And same thing with the grenade. That would give you the poison effect. Okay, so for the water grenade and arrow, this is actually an interesting one. It actually gives players / mobs nausea for 10 seconds. So I'd say this could be a very annoying arrow to get hit by if you are being attacked by players, for sure. Or even if you have skeletons shooting with these arrows, that would be hectic. So when I shoot myself, yep, and as you can see, I'm literally nauseous for like 10 full seconds. But again, you can't really tell if it works on mobs. Well, not for that villager anyway that I just got. Because, well, it's hard to tell if they have the nausea effect. Apart from the particles, of course. Okay, so now let's move on to the final arrow and grenades here. So we got the wind grenade. This, I think, is almost one of the most useful ones as well. So this wind arrow and grenade, it knocks back player / mob several blocks away. So when you spawn a couple of these zombies here, when you hit them, or at least maybe those zombies, you saw they got pushed back a bit. And that chicken, you saw that chicken went flying. Like, look at this. This is a very useful way to keep these mobs away from you and such when you're in a jam. And same thing for the grenades here. If you just spam the grenades, you have plenty of those. Like, I think you get pushed back farther with the grenades than you do with the arrows, if you ask me. Hey, stay back, baby zombie. And plus, with some added damage, it just makes them all the more useful in the end. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, let me quickly show you how to craft them all, since I probably should have done that before. So, to make the darkness arrows, you just need 1 dark essence and 8 arrows surrounding it to get 8 of these. Same thing for the electric arrows: fire, ice, life, poison, water, and wind. And for the grenades, you just need... It's kind of the same thing, except you need 8 bottles surrounding the essence that you want it to be to get 8 of these grenades. Same thing for electric, fire, ice, life, water, poison, and wind. Okay, now that you've seen all that, before I do end off this video, I want to show you the new enchantments that this comes with. I think it's over here. So, there's some new enchantment book called Magical Power 1 and 2. And I've got several staffs here enchanted with magical power too. So what I found out from these is I think it just amps up the power of all the staff, making them more powerful. So I'm on a low amount of health, which is perfect because I cannot test out how much health you get back with the darkness set. So we're going to use all of them again while they're enchanted. So for the villagers, I think before I get 1 heart back with this, but I think I just got 2.5 hearts back. So I think you get way more health back with this enchantment. Like, I'm back up to full health just like that. And with the electric staff, I think you fly a lot faster than when it's not enchanted. Like, you saw how fast it was. I'm literally like Sonic the Hedgehog in the air. Like, holy. And with the fire staff, it probably does more fire damage. The healing staff probably heals a lot more. Hey, come here so I can heal you. And you're pretty much healed just like that. And for the water bubble, I think it pretty much just lasts the bubbles that send these villagers up in the air. It just lasts for way more seconds than usual. Like, see, the villager is flying even higher than... Oh! And that villager is completely gone. Oh, there he goes. Hold on, let me just open the roof for a second and use the stack. And there it goes. I think you could tell that it goes away when it pops. So when it goes, 3, 2, 1, it just takes a lot of damage. And for the poison staff, probably the poison is more effective or more potent, maybe. It probably might be poison 3 because they're dying faster than usual. And the wind staff probably pulls them in better than before. It's time to blow them all away. Just like that. And the ice staff, it looks like it basically makes them more slower, I think. I think they're almost the same. But hey, still pretty good, I must say. And if you put mending on here, you can pretty much keep them even longer if you wanted to. And yeah, that is pretty much the elementary staffs mod in Minecraft 1.16.5. And that, my friends, is gonna wrap up for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next week in the next one. Goodbye!